welcome to Get a Job, Tips and Secrets for the Academic Job Market. I am Lee Hall, Associate Professor of Literacy Studies at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. Check out my blog where I talk about my teaching practices in higher education, leahall.wordpress.com. And if you have any questions about the academic job market that you would like for me to address on here, please send them to me, leahall39@gmail.com. All right, today we are going to be talking about how do I negotiate salary? All right, so first of all, how do you negotiate salary? So you get your offer, you have your salary. Is it fair? Is it not fair? How do you know? All right, if you are at a public institution, you can find the salaries online. All right, so look up your institution online and seriously, all you have to do, for example, University of North Carolina, you can Google faculty salaries at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And that'll bring you to some type of a database where you can then plug in names, do some kind of advanced search to find the people whose salaries you're interested in. So look at assistant professor salaries, right? Find somebody that's an assistant professor. If you know that somebody is a first year assistant professor, look at their salary and see what it is. So if you were given a salary of, let's just say, $60,000 and you pull up and you find that somebody who's in their first year is making $65,000 or $70,000, then you are definitely, you're definitely being not given as much money as you should be, right? Whereas if you're given $65,000 and you find that assistant professors are making in the $65,000 to $70,000 range, then okay, I just want to ask for maybe a little more. Or if they give you $70,000 and you're at the top end of the range, then you don't necessarily need to ask for more. I mean, you could, all right? But you need to get a sense of what is fair and what is reasonable, and that's the way to do it, all right? You can also look up salaries of others similar to you at comparable places, okay? So find institutions that are similar to where you have a job offer. Find people, like if there's no assistant professors where you're going, okay, fine. Go find assistant professors at other institutions that are like yours, okay? Now, when you're doing this for the time being, you're going to have to throw out cost of living and things like that. And just sort of go check out a variety of places, get a sense for people that are like you in positions like you. What do they seem to be making? You're going to also have to think about cost of living, all right? Now, that doesn't mean that if you go someplace that is very high cost of living and you get offered $65,000, but really you need $100,000. If assistant professors are only making in the $65,000 to $70,000 range, then that's it. You're going to have to take into account that you may not, be making as much money as you want or need for how much housing is, for example. So think about that, right? Private institutions, their salaries are not going to be online. You could find comparable public institutions nearby in the area that'll give you a sense of what assistant professors at comparable nearby institutions are making. Sometimes when you interview, if you interview anywhere, but if you interview at a private institution, if you make friends with an assistant professor, they might divulge their salary to you, or they might say, hey, this is what you should expect, and this is what you should do about it. They might give you a little tip off. So private institution salaries are sometimes better, but not always, okay? And sometimes there's just no room to negotiate for that much more. So I had a colleague that took a job at a private institution and was stunned to find that she had to negotiate to get her salary to remain the same as it was at the public institution that she had been at, okay? So don't think that private is going to be more money. It could be, it could not be. Again, have your advisor, have people you trust look at it. Do this background research first so that you can bring that to the table for your advisor to look at, and then your advisor can guide you in terms of how to word it, and etc. So that's it. Do not be afraid to negotiate for salary. They are expecting you to ask for more money, so you might be slightly lowballed because they're assuming that you're going to come back to the table and ask for more money. So that's not unheard of. But definitely negotiate. Keep in mind what other people are making. They're not going to pay you more than they pay associates in full, so remember that. and be reasonable. And then consider, can you live on it, and can you live well, and can you live the kind of life that you want to live on the salary that they're offering in the area that the institution is in.